Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to Tennis Manager 24, episode 30. Martina King back from injury, back at it, see if she can get back on track. Her form did take a dip with the time off, both in physical and technical. She is the favorite, the one seed. Her rank is still solid, but it's going to be a big ask to immediately get back into winning ways. And she is knocked out in literally the first round without the form bonuses. Wimbledon qualifiers, Nava wins in the first round but loses in the second qualifying round. So he only made it so far. Alexa Noel has somehow, even though I put her in the qualifiers, got bumped up to tournament proper. Nava's result brings in 11,000, and with the turn of the month and barely having the positive balance, means we have a lot to overcome here in July if we're going to see one more month of positive balance before it truly dips in. But as my target was to make it to the end of July or the end of August, if we're lucky, we're coming pretty close to hit that mark in the end. And for a while there, from about March through April, it was looking like, even though we were successful, it was going to be harder. And then as we got into May and we started to struggle a little bit, it really looked like it was going to be difficult to do. But looks like I have gotten my math about right on what the finances would be like this season. I'd love to see that we are into the second half of the year and just hanging on to a positive balance. Noel out in the first round, close loss 4-6, 4-6, but no big payout this time. That'll still be a decent payout though. I was hoping for a little more than 24,000, but she's on a fairly small academy percentage, and so 24,000 cuts it in half. But already mid-July, it's going to be hard to get the other 25K, but I think we'll get pretty close. I think we should be able to get at least 15 more K the rest of this month. Bad timing for King to move up a level. We started dominating that second tier, so I prepared to move her into the third tier. The ranking is certainly there. She comes in as a 1 seed with her first appearance, but the form is not yet back from the injury itself. And she's had 2 straight first round exits, one the injury and won the first match back from the injury. So this could be a big task. It's Urhobo, who I've had on the team in years past. 1-1 all time against Urhobo. Balanced match. Urhobo in better form could very well be a loss. It's not. We squeeze out the victory. 6-4, 6-4 plus 14 on winners. 56% overall. Unforced errors just 7. Love to see that. Identical on forced errors. Not only is she weak physically, but the morale has dropped, the form has dropped, and across the board throughout the team. This is not like what we saw the past few years, but compared to where we were at in the first 4 months of this year, we are certainly hurting a little bit when it comes to kind of across the board morale, form, physical condition, all a bit low. Immediately into the second round, 400 or so on the ranking for the opponent. Balanced, but on paper, where we normally would have the edge, she has the edge because we are down on that form. And we squeak out the victory here. That is the closest match we've had in a long time. Plus 3 points total out of the 215 played, just over 1% better. 80 total winners to 64, so plus 16 there. And unforced errors, identical, while forced errors, we were a bit behind, 12 behind in the forced errors, but we just straight up won the ball a little more often to offset that and squeak through with a tiebreaker that is so close. Meanwhile, Cross makes second round of the same tournament, gets knocked out. 2,600 her payout. Where was she at? She was the 3 seed for this, and she's struggling to get through tournaments, which that's disappointing, right? To be that high. She's down to 318. She was 250. Yeah, Cross is done. Cross is done. At least we got 3 players performing, but quarterfinal, one of the easiest matches we've had so far in this one. But still balanced. It's still worse form. A little bit easier victory this time, but still close. All 3 matches. This could and should, though, start to recover the form. Semi-final, another qualifier, the one who knocked off Kayla Cross. Interesting there. Fernanda Contreras Gomez, the high-ranked one in the other semi-final. This is our first at this level, so we would definitely play out this final if we can get there. But again, we lack form. And this has been every single match so far in this tournament where it's been close, and it has been close. Tiebreaker, and a 7-5. So insanely close, and each tiebreaker so insanely close. Aces, definitely an advantage in the serving, but mild. -3 in the winners. Unforced errors was +4, and forced errors was +3. Overall points +5. Just does not get much closer than that. Every aspect of the game was incredibly close. Short rallies, huge advantage. Medium rallies, big disadvantage. And then the long rallies, really doing us a favor. And there was enough points in there that combined with these slight, short rallies was almost identical. So it was just, we lost out on medium and we won on long. And we lost moderately so on the mediums. We won a little more comfortably on the longs. It is not Fernanda Contreras Gomez, though, in the final. It's the wild card, Ella Seidel. So first win at the third level, almost 100% on the stamina, and thrilled I was able to take care of the third of the 4 mental components. So we are in strong shape there, reassured. So only concerned, motivation the only one. Opponent, the standard 2 of 4. Means we've got a little edge, and we are serving first.
Love 30.
And with a new update to the game, they've now brought actual advertising into the game. They've taken one out of the book of Football Manager. It can be personalized. I have that turned off. Don't want to bother with it. They have what they have for their ads. Okay, so that being said, that ball looks like it touches the back line. We get lucky on there because we'd be in some really bad shape right now, but it's a game point for us at 40-30. Not her normal dominant self, all tournament long, making this final, win or lose. Nice winner there. Opponent letting it go, thinking it was going to run long, and it was easily in. It touched the line, but barely. But a lot of mistakes already from King. She's had as many mistakes in this first game as I think she had in the semifinal match. She had, 7 mistakes, or was that the quarterfinal? Either way, we are back to deuce. For a second, I thought we had gone long again. Love our court coverage. Our opponent lacks power. If we could just clean up this mess that is our accuracy right now, we could be winning easily, especially even on the return. Wow, nice serve. Got the ace. Oh, gosh. This accuracy is just killing me. I got to get out of this first game. It's too much for me. Getting angry. We do take the first game, finally, after 1 billion points played. Man, I exaggerate that a lot, but if I'm going to exaggerate, I want to make it known that I am exaggerating intentionally. So I don't exaggerate a little, I exaggerate a lot. Much more comfortable on our second serve game, and 2 games won now. Win or lose here, my priority for this tournament was to get King back into form. Obviously, a win is going to drive that further along, as we are level at 4 games apiece. Came close to losing that game there, but at love 40, it's a set point. We have a chance to, for the first time in this set, to break. Either one of us have not managed to break in a single game. Oh, she underhits that one. She tries to get a lot of underspin on that to get it close and tight to the net. We don't even move. Comes up short, hits her side, and we do win the first set 6-4. Close match so far, but we are the as much as I'd like to get the bonus as we break on the very first game, so we carry that momentum right into the second set, but then we go and get broken, and now we're just alternating breaking one another. Things have gotten a little bit wild after a very, very close match up to that point, and here we are on match point, and it's a break point. 15-40. We're up. We've got multiple match points here, and it's 5 games too, so well ahead. Just wide. That does miss the line. So we do manage to win the tournament anyway, which gives you that much more of a boost to the form. King, her form should be back. 14,700. I was just saying a few days ago on the calendar how it was going to be difficult to get ahead here in the month of July, but now at just 8,000, it's looking pretty likely with a couple weeks to go. That brings an end to the grass season. King actually drops 4 spots in the rankings, but remember this was down to the injury. 2 tournaments played, a first round exit, and then a tournament victory. Cross, 3 tournaments, just 1 win. She is really struggling for that form, but her 11K is still better than what we were getting with Montgomery, similar to what we were getting with Havda before, but I think Cross is now our next Havda. Noelle, up to 95, 23 points won, just 2 tournaments played and only 1 win. But she did make a slam, and it helped with the payout for sure. Nava, out early in the qualifiers, just 2 tournaments, 3 wins though. Still 24 points, same as before, but that ranking slipping a little bit further. We have just about maintained form at least. New rankings update on the weekly team report, and form, it's about where it's been recently, but morale is definitely a bit better than it's been, and physical condition overall has improved, but rankings are improved. Nava 131, Noelle hanging on to a top 100, Cross comes up just a little bit, and King up to 167 now, approaching the territory of our other 2. Did a little bit to help with the form, but it really didn't take care of all of it. We're still a little ways off on the physical. We're still a ways off on the technical, not even a +1 overall, about +0.5 is it. The physical is nearly there, so I'm going to try to work on technical this week. And where we're lacking, I suppose the backhand consistency with that smaller bonus is going to be the one most in need. So with 2 athletes active this week and both out in the first round, the 8K we needed might be in jeopardy after that one. Just under 4,500 between the pair leaves us still 3,500 short. Forehand and volley both going up to 10s for Martina King while training this week. And we're coming into the next wave of tournaments. A couple early exits would allow us to reach that mark and just barely check that box once again for the month of July and prolong the negative balance 1 month further. I didn't think it was something that was licensed and so problematic, but the Los Angeles 28 Games of Olympus, aka the Olympics, will be held next year. Only pro players are invited. 64 best ranked players will enter with the following restrictions. Host country must have a wild card, and a country can only be represented by a maximum of 4 players per gender. Tournament takes place during week 30 and is compulsory. Okay, so the 4 per nation definitely plays a role in that one, and kind of where you fit into the rankings right now with mostly Americans. Getting the top 4 is going to be harder than getting the top 64. Not a top seed this time as we head to our second 100 level tournament, which of course we've already won one. Kayla Cross is here, and there's a potential quarterfinal matchup if Cross can get past Mandlik and if King can get through the first 2 rounds. Weird to see her as a 2 seed when we've so consistently been a 1 seed recently, but we're playing at a higher level, and there are others that have a similar ranking to her. And Martina's form is still not top notch. It's just better than it was, and we do get through the first round. So both round of 16 matches will take place here momentarily. Let's hope both can get through. I'd love to see them play each other, because then it's a win-win. Guaranteed somebody's in the semifinal. Took 3 sets, but Bektas goes down with a tiebreaker. We lost pretty bad on that first set and then just crushed her in the second. And then the third set was super close. -13 on winners. Identical on unforced errors, But the forced errors, wow, massive advantage, 23 ahead. So we could not get winners against her, not in any large quantity, but more often than even the winners came, we just forced her into making the mistakes. So we prolonged the rally long enough to get her to make the mistake. We couldn't quite beat her, but we could get her off balance and make the mistake happen. Cross loses though, so we will not get to play cross, sadly. 2600 there, still a negative balance, but oh so close to the positive balance here. Mandlik beat her 6-1, 6-4. And how do we fare against Mandlik? Again, balancing, and again, the form hurting us. And Mandlik has knocked off both. Both of our players get beaten by Elizabeth Mandlik. I bet she feels good after that one, especially when this was the first donut we've seen from Martina King probably in years. We lost handily 0-6, 4-6. But that does officially end the tournament for us before the end of the month and does garner $4,000 and give us a positive balance of $3,400. So we have successfully survived one more month. We will make it all the way till the month of August in the positive balance scheme, as stated at the beginning of the year. That was my hope, and we've made it. We have successfully done it. So hell yeah on that part. But let's keep going a little bit further. Let's get through the month of August at least. Yeah, tournament winnings for July. That was huge. 64,000. I think that was the biggest month that we have had for tournament winnings. By the way, banking costs, nothing. 0 banking costs. Love that part. This was set to be a big week for us. Last week I had just 2 players in tournaments, and it was a first and second round exit for them, so payout was not good. We're currently $50K in debt early August still, but this week all 4 have a tournament. We have a qualifier for 1, proper tournament for the other 3. Cross loses in the first round, Nova loses in the first round, and King at the same tournament here is a 2 seed against Ivanova. Decent path going forward, but we still have not restored the form. The form is a little better than it was, but it's definitely not back to really good. First round was easy. Second round was tough, but it is a victory. We lost the first set, nearly lost the match in the second set, but win the tiebreaker to stay alive. And then not comfortable, but win the third set. Just +4 on winners, -3 points on the total points won. Now into the quarterfinals with an easier match. Though the semis look like it could be challenging, and the 1 seed is still alive in this one. And we do not make it, only the 3rd round, and we exit. That's not going to help our form much. I don't think King necessarily is going to think of this tournament as a less than type tournament, but I think a quarterfinal exit is probably early enough in the tournament that it's most likely going to be neutral in the form impact. And Noel loses the first qualifying round to Cincinnati. Big, like, second tier tournament overall. It's that was a pretty big tournament she was trying to qualify for and didn't make it, but it should result in a decent little payout for her. Nava, don't want to accept that one, I guess. Noel, yeah, 5,000 is all we get for that one. Not a terrible payout, I suppose. Down to 40K. Overall, I'd say her form might have actually even improved a tiny little bit from that tournament. Maybe +2, +3 total, or at least neutral. Speed is still no bonuses. Physical's lacking bonuses. Technical is what I've mostly been working on. Mental's still good to go. Nava, first round exit from his tournament. Again, not helping things out. That's going to hurt his form. His form has held it in there, but he's usually been a 2nd or 3rd round exit. A first round exit here is probably going to hurt things just a bit. And now late August and a long ways from a positive balance makes me think that my August prediction is going to be accurate. But for the first time, a larger tournament comes along. Martina King gets a wild card. I went ahead and accepted a 250 invite. Pretty big tournament. First qualifying round, we're looking at, well, not sure. It's not going to show up there. What we might get for the qualifying round. We're the higher rank, though Tatum Evans is the seeded one, as we accepted the wild card. Either way, it's going to be difficult, first or second qualifiers. One time we played Evans, she beat us, but that was 2 years ago in a qualifier for a larger junior tournament. Took 3 sets back then. This time we beat her comfortably 6-2, 6-2. That's actually the best win that King has had in, since her injury. Oh, and look who it is. Liv Havda. We are going to go up against our former player, Liv Havda. Her rank has climbed back up a little bit, 391. It's amazing that I don't at least have what her, it's only been since end of November. It's been less than a year, 9 months since she's gone. We should have a fairly good idea of her attributes within a small range, right? We know what they were. They're not going to get worse. We know the minimum that her attributes would be accurately, and then what they might be, 1 point, 2 points higher, maybe. I mean, we should have a relatively accurate scatter report on her, but sure, okay. Havda would have crushed Martina just a year or two ago. Big discrepancy in quality, but Martina has really brought up those technicals to at least that average level, that when you add form, it's good. When you add the physical and mental advantages she has, that's why she's performing well. Havda has struggled like crazy. Martina, it's balanced, but should advance. Does she, though? She does. 7-5, 6-3. We beat Liv Havda. Interesting that we encounter her first, even though we've been playing back-to-back tournaments against an active teammate and unable to get a head-to-head matchup. But with that qualifier, that does bring us into the tournament proper. And it looks like I've got registrations coming up for the indoor season. Noelle and Nava both losing first rounds of their tournaments. Of course, we have the first round proper now for the highest tournament Martina King has ever played in. As a qualifier, she gets the number 2 seed in 37th ranked junior. This looks worrying, but hopefully shouldn't hurt our form based on the tier of the tournament that we are involved in. It's going to be a tough match. First time we've seen one such as this in a while, where you're seeing a web that's much more refined than anything we have. And it is an exit, but not a humiliating one. It's just a loss. 3-6, 6-7. Actually even made it to the tiebreaker in the second set. Took 43% of the points. Minus 12 on winners. Kept it pretty clean here, though still somehow minus 2 on unforced errors and minus 3 on forced errors. But we weren't forced into many errors. We didn't make very many mistakes. We just couldn't really get winners against her. We just didn't have the quality to hit the shots necessary. Played well at the net. First serve is up to 99 miles an hour now. We're closing in on 100. Short rallies 50%. Long rallies were also good for us. It's the medium rallies that continue to be King's arch nemesis. But that pays out $12,000. But with the end of the month on the verge, I don't think we're going to make it this time. But maybe. $15K is not that far off. But we're done with tournaments for this week for everyone. It's going to be a couple first round exits. Might just see somebody bring us up there, but I doubt it. I do think we are going to finish August finally with the negative balance. So much for that. So August is about to end. It's August 30th, and we have a positive balance. Not from tournaments, but from ranking. Martina King up to 150 in the rankings, or 149 actually. Gets a little bonus from Yonex, but especially Nike, 3K. And with that, we've done it. We have another month of positive balance. We've pushed on longer than I expected us to, as we're going to head to September with still a slight positive balance. 3 months running of really close to a zero balance at the end of the month, but making it. By the way, satisfaction. Everybody's a little bit happy. Kayla Cross is the one having some issues, but we're looking pretty okay on things. King, I thought she made her last goal. Right, she has not qualified for Ashland, the U.S. Open coming. She's in the qualifier. I gotcha. I'm going to look at an early extension. We've got just that small positive balance to offer for a bonus for her. Keep her as a promising player for now. Contract length. Will she accept 3 years? She does, and she's still pretty happy. Extension bonus, that's all we have to offer. On a very similar share. No, that's less than what we're doing right now. The Academy revenue share is at 47%, but this is giving us 3 years, and they won't let you drop that. Made that. Whoa, okay. No extension yet. I guess we'll have to get into next year before we do something with that. We need to have more money available for the bonus than that. Here is our end of month financial report. Tournament winnings did top the charts once again for us with almost 43,000, and banking costs at 0. That's been the greatest part of this year, is not incurring an extra 10 or 20,000 every month in interest payments. It's a big part of what's helped us stay afloat. This time we also had the equipment supplier, 18,600 come in from them, that being the biggest difference. Otherwise we would have finished the month 15K in debt. Thrilled by where we've been at and the progress we've been able to make. Disappointed by Cross's drop off and everybody's drop off in form a little bit. Martina King still has yet to rebound, but now I'm wondering, has she finally? Not quite. It's getting better. It's up to excellent, but it is definitely not top form. We're still missing a few points in physical. We're still missing a handful of points in technical. Overall, it's close. It's almost back. But yeah, we've broke the top 150. Love to see it. That's going to do it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.